Hey man, tonight NBA playoff action was incredible. We had the Lakers win, we had the Clippers lose. If that happens, I'm a simple man. I'm in a great mood, so best believe I am in a good mood. But in tonight's NBA playoff action, we had the Boston Celtics take on the Brooklyn Nets. We had the LA Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns. And in our last primetime game of the night, we had the Dallas Mavericks versus the LA Clippers. That was at the same time during the Lakers game, which is weird, but the NBA definitely has to fix that moving forward. But man, those last two games, Lakers and Mavs, both got the win. Oh man, we're gonna get into that. Before we get into all that, of course, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and we need your help to get to that goal. Share the video with all your friends who enjoy NBA content so they can also hear my opinions. And leave a comment down below of who you rocking with going into the NBA playoffs. Who are you rocking with? Who is your team? I want to know what my subscribers and what team they're rocking with. But that's enough of all that. Let's get into the video. So I'm gonna start off with the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets game. This is probably the most boring game of today, but you know, the Brooklyn Nets went off, destroyed the Boston Celtics. This game was over by the first quarter, not because KD went off, not because Harden went off, not because Kyrie went off, but because Joe Harris, great value Klay Thompson, went off, had 7 threes. And it just goes to show that this Brooklyn Nets team, they got firepower from anywhere, man. It's insane. Like, I believe James Harden didn't even have a point in the first quarter. Like, how is that possible? How, like, it's so crazy. These guys, Kyrie, KD, and Harden, they don't even have to break a sweat to win these games. And I was watching so many other stars have to go through so much stress just to win games. These guys literally just say, hey, let me see the ball, check ball, and shoot the ball. And it's just so simple for these guys because their team is just there. I don't know. These guys are insane. I mean, the Celtics, we already knew the Celtics suck. They don't have Jaylen Brown. They're deep. I talked about the Celtics all season. They're not a good team this year. They're not. So there's no talking about, oh, they have no, there's no chances. It's ending in 4. It's ending in 4. They're gonna win the next 2 games in Boston. The Boston crowd is gonna be loud and no, this series is over. But no, in this game, the Nets just went off. They shot the ball crazy, had some good defensive moments, but I'm looking forward to what they'll do when they see the Bucks next round, because that's really what I'm looking forward to, because this series is basically done. But again, credit to them. Credit to their offense is just, they got the best offense in the league. You got KD, Kyrie, Harden. Good luck stopping that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Good luck stopping that. You're gonna need prayer, Jesus. You're gonna need everything. Throw in the whole toolbox. I don't know what you're gonna do. But again, shout out to the Brooklyn Nets for winning this game today. They did a great job. And the Boston Celtics, I don't know, prayer. I don't know what you guys are gonna do at all. But let's get into the next game. So, Lakers and Suns. Oh my God. If y'all don't know already, y'all probably can already tell from my videos, I'm a huge LeBron fan, and I get stressed out watching Lakers games. Like, I'm actually gonna get high blood pressure watching these games, man. I'll literally, no, actually, I remember the first few plays of this game. Before I even get, actually, let me focus in. So, this Lakers game, we saw AD come out a little bit more aggressive than what he was in game 1, and that was great to see. And you saw moments where, okay, AD's playing like he's supposed to play, and the Suns kept this game close because they were able to keep going on runs when the Lakers would make very, very small mistakes. Like, there were a lot of times where the Lakers in that first half, they should have been up by so much more points, but they kept giving away tacky fouls or just, you know, when you have like a heat check, you feel like you have a rhythm, you can just go off what the game plan is. A lot of times you saw that with the Lakers, and even in this game before the fourth quarter, it looked like LeBron was being very, very passive. He was very, very passive for a majority of this game. And in that third quarter, there was a point where the Lakers were up 15, and I was already texting in my group message with my friends. I'm like, bro, the Suns started going on a little run, and I'm like, okay, yeah, these guys are coming back right now. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Lakers. And credit to the Suns, man, because without CP3 playing as many minutes as they want him to play, they're doing a really, really good job staying in these games. And shout out to Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne, bruh, he was out 4 years ago. He was TikTok dancing, man. If you told me 4 years ago that Cameron Payne would be battling with LeBron James in prime Anthony Davis, I'd spit in your face. Like, there's like don't get on my face, bro. I ain't got time for that. But tonight he hooped, bro. He did an amazing job, and I just feel bad for CP3 because, man, like, it just seems like whenever there's this big moments for him to be in those big moments in the playoffs, something just derails him. And it's so unfair because we know that CP3 is a great player. He's one of the best leaders in the game right now. And him being injured with that shoulder injury. You can tell that it's thrown him off his game. And then, as a playmaker for this team, I mean, if you can't be able to play make for the team at a high level against the #1 defense with AD and Bron, and it's just going to be a tough outing. It's just going to be a tough outing. But that's my piece on that. I really hope he gets an opportunity to really play meaningful minutes in this series, because I'm from Houston. I remember when he got injured in 2018, and in that game, people talk about that 2017, Game 7 in 2018, and how the Rockets were missing shots and they were losing the game. But I remember them panning over to Chris Paul's face, and you could see the pain in his eyes because he couldn't get on the court and help his team to win. But that's my little piece on CP3, man. It's just unfortunate. But in this fourth quarter, man, AD, Bron turned up. They did what they were supposed to do. You saw Bron hit some clutch threes. He hit the fuck you three. You know the three where he steps back, hits the three, starts screaming in the crowd, had his trademark moment, and AD was a little bit more aggressive in that fourth quarter. But this game started off with the Lakers playing great defense, and their offense has not been very, very good. We didn't really have great 3-point shooting today, and I think that they need to get that back in for Game 3. But we always knew that if the Lakers played to how we expect them to play, they're going to win this series, no question. But of course, they did, and give them their credit. I believe the Suns will play a little bit better in Game 3, but we'll see how that pans out. Let's get into obviously the game of the night, what people want to talk about, no question. Dallas Mavericks versus the Clippers. Clippers are down 0-2. They're down 0-2. The Clippers are down 0-2 after having home court. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing it first. You're hearing it here first. The Clippers are going to lose this series. They're going to lose this series in 4, because they can't stop the best player on the court, Luka Doncic. If you guys haven't realized yet, like, you guys see Luka Doncic do crazy things on the court. This guy is in his 3rd season. He's in his 3rd season in the NBA. Like, do y'all realize that? Like, and he's performing to the level where these are not normal games. He'll step back and hit a 3, and I'm like, bro, is this real life right now? Like, what is going on? But before I even talk too much about Luka, I want to talk about how the Mavs offense is just incredible right now. And I hate to do like a video plug, but about like 4 days ago, I put out a video about the 2011 Mavs, and it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, they won the championship. And I'm looking at this Mavs team, and I cannot lie to you, I'm seeing a lot of similarities in this team. I look at how Dirk was dominant in those playoffs. Luka Doncic in these first 2 games have been dominant. You look at the secondary scorer on their team that was able to fill in that secondary option in Jason Terry in 2011. I look at Tim Hardaway, and I see small different similarities like Jalen Brunson, JJ Barea, small things like that. And I'm telling you, this team can go very, very far, because remember, if they do win this series, which I think they will, they'll face the winner of the Jazz and the Grizzlies. The Jazz are not healthy, and I think that the Grizzlies don't have enough to beat the Mavericks. So it's in their favor. But again, this goes out to the Mavs just playing good basketball. I'm gonna come back to them. I want to get to the Clippers. The Clippers are they're down 0-2, and they deserve it. They deserve it. Simple as that. They deserve it, because you wanted to lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder and lose to the Houston Rockets, the 2 worst teams in the Western Conference, to duck the Lakers and duck certain teams so you wouldn't have to face them. And the thing is, you did that because you knew that this season was so important, because you understand that we can't lose before getting to the conference finals for another year. So you guys decided to duck people and duck teams. And now you got Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks beating you on your own home court. Now you're down 0-2. So everything that's happening to the Clippers right now, I am totally for it. I have no problems with it. I think that it's funny. I think it's karma. I think that, hey man, stay humble. Simple as that. And Kawhi played a good game, had 40 points, but Zubac, Morris, Reggie Jackson, all under 10 points. They're basically, this was a team that when we talked about them a few years ago, people told me that this team was a defensive juggernaut, because you had Patrick Beverly, you had Paul George, you had Kawhi, you had Marcus Morris, you had all these guys on the team that were defenders. These guys are gritty guys who are gonna get in people's faces. Luka Doncic in his 3rd season is making them look like they're like he's their sons. Like, or is it he's their sons or is it whose sons? Like, they're Luka's sons. There we go. Luka's sons. There we go. That's how you say it. Okay, bet. But, oh my goodness. Luka will literally be matched up with Patrick Beverley and say, watch out, and score on him. Easy as that. Like, this is on a serious note though. On a very serious note, I want to say that the Clippers, this is going to be, they'll never come back from this. Like, to the point where you have to make a huge roster change or blow it up. I think that they'll think of, if they lose this series, man, not only is Kawhi a free agent, and people have been reporting that he's going to stay in LA because he has family there. He wants to stay in this area. I don't know why he's staying in LA. I think he wasted 2 years being here, and he's had 1 year of where he's been talked about and ridiculed for having a horrible playoff performance. I don't know why you'd want to stay here, but if he does end up staying here, you can see Paul George being moved. I can see that. They don't have a first round pick till 2027, man. This team was supposed to win championships, and not only are they not winning championships, they're getting dusted off the floor by a team that, when we look at it on paper, they're better than, and they're not even one of the best defensive teams that we thought they were. So what are they? They have no identity. And we talk about how we said, oh, this was Montrezl Harrell's fault last year. It wasn't his fault. We talk about how Doc Rivers, he was the coach. He couldn't get it done together. You saw Paul George going on auto smoke and say he wasn't being used right. All right, well, you got Ty Lue. What happened now? It's funny. We're back in the same situation, and the Clippers are going to have to play their best basketball. They have to tie the series 2-2. They have to win both games in Dallas. And I can guarantee you, Dallas fans who are watching this game or watching this video, I know American Airlines Arena. Is it American Airlines Arena? Dallas, wherever arena they're in, is going to be rocking. So, good luck. Kawhi just had 40 points and they still lost. And the Mavs offense is just so incredible to the point where I just literally, because of today's games, the Lakers games and the Mavs games were both on together. So I had to flip the channel. Every time I flip to the Mavs game, I'm seeing a Luka step back or Tim Hardaway slash to the basket or seeing somebody get dunked on by the Mavs. Like, this is ugly. This is really, really bad for these guys. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they're going to lose this series. If not in 4, maybe in 5. And it's going to take all-time great performances, not just from Kawhi, but from Kawhi and PG to win, to make this series competitive and keep it going. But we'll see. We haven't seen it happen before, so I don't know why we would even expect it. But yeah, that's just my opinions of what's going on in the NBA world, man. You know, today was a crazy day, man. We had some great wins, some crazy moments. But if you enjoy the content, go ahead and leave a like on the video. You know, again, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help to get to that goal. And of course, share the content with your friends if they love NBA content. DJ Steve-O's here for all your needs. But until next time, in the next video, stay on beat.